Hey guys, welcome back to Someone JP and I'm Alex. So I know you guys won't believe it, but I got a whole 27 people who voted on my survey on Twitter the other day. It's so nice having so many friends. So today I'll be talking about just 2 speaking hacks that make speaking Japanese even just a little bit easier, and I use these all the time with friends in formal conversations. I even used it before in interviews. It's really versatile and really common, so I hope it brings you some value. And now, since I can't fit all my Japanese speaking hacks into one video, I hope to make this a series about just speaking more naturally and confidently in Japanese. But for now, we'll be talking about a topic I don't think many people talk about, and that's being I might, vague in Japanese. And while I think a lot of people think this is a bad thing, I think it's actually important as a learner to allow the listener to take more initiative in the conversation and to kind of interpret what you're saying so the conversation can go a lot more smoothly. Let's get started with examples right away. という感じ. という感じ. So now this one is so vague, I love it. So usually という is used to quote something, hence the word you, which means to say. But in this case, sometimes it's used to just describe something. I'll have a link down below to Tai Kim's grammar explanation of という. Also in casual conversation, it's sometimes used as ていう or て, just because it's a lot easier to say. And kanji, which means feeling, comes from the verb kanjiru, which means to feel. And this can be used with anything to make it sound like and that kind of thing, or and stuff, enveloping the whole sentence with like a sort of vague nuance. And this can be basically added anywhere. And of course, like anything, this can sound unnatural if you use it in the wrong place. I've done this a lot of times. But if one of your main speaking problems is not being able to fully say what you want to say or not knowing how to finish the last part of a sentence, this will definitely help you keep the conversation moving. Now time for some examples. 日本語のクラス楽しい?楽しいだよ。みんな優しいって感じ. So here all we're saying is that everyone is very nice and stuff, and fun, and stuff. おう、面接どうだった?難しかったよ。ずっと面接官が何言ってるか分からなくて、まあ、そういう感じかな. So in this case, not knowing how to end my sentence, I kind of put on a まあ and a そういう感じかな to kind of signal I am done my sentence and I don't really know what else to say. ゲーム業界でどのぐらい働きたいでしょうか?ゲーム制作に直接関係のない仕事、例えば社内の清掃っていう感じのものであっても、喜んでやらせていただきたいと思います。So even when you're in a formal interview or something like that, if you want to give a sort of example or you don't really know what else to say according to some point you're trying to make, this is a really useful construction for you as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of different formations you can make with this. という感じ、という感じですね。という感じですかね, sort of thing. And of course, if you want to mix it up a little bit, you can also change stuff up with some other vague descripting words such as みたいな感じ or よんな感じ as well. というか, というか. So this last one can be defined as, or should I say, or something like, or rather, sort of thing. And you'll commonly hear it as というか, and not the EU, but the you, just sort of casually. And of course, you'll hear て instead of と as well. An example I found online for this was actually 日本語は難しいっていうか複雑な言語です saying that, oh, Japanese is kind of hard. I mean, maybe more, it's complicated. But you can be even more vague by just not putting anything after the というか and just letting the listener fill in the blanks for you. And this kind of sounds like or something or and something. So for example, your friend is asking you how Japanese studies are going and you're feeling recently a bit discouraged and you don't really know if you want to keep going, and you can kind of be vague with this and say, そうだね。まあちょっともうやりたくないっていうか、もうわからないな. So showing that you're discouraged and maybe you're looking for some sort of encouragement from your friend. And also it's not exactly that you do want to give up because that ka from というか is adding a nuance of hesitation. And then throughout the sentence, you're adding a couple other vague words like ma or chotto. So there's a lot of ways you can use these because it's so easy to include in any conversation, but please try and go out there and be really proactive when you're trying to speak. Try to find some native speakers online that you can talk with, either on Twitter or maybe on Hello Talk or any random online language exchanges because they're everywhere nowadays. And please try to practice and gain that kind of native intuition slowly. And I do want to stress the earlier you do it, the more benefit you get in the future, right? So if you're on the fence about attending some of these events, please consider this a sign. So as always, thank you so much for watching until the very end. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you found this useful, and subscribe if you want to see some more, and come on Twitter if you ever want to chat about anything. See you guys. 飲みにしないでね. Bye bye.